while the rest of us are just trying to survive Monday. Silicon Valley's elite are trying to survive forever. They've hired Nobel laureates, frozen themselves, built AI labs, and bankrolled gene research. They optimize their blood and sleep with almost religious devotion, all in pursuit of what we all secretly want. To skip the part where the lights go out. Meet the billionaire anti-death brigade. Jeff Bezos funding cell reboot labs. Brian Johnson treating his body like a prototype, tracking every heartbeat, every breath. Peter Thiel investing in cryonics. In other words, freeze now, thaw out later, when death is just a glitch. The race is on. From Google's biotech arms to small startups, armies of PhDs are chasing the same prize. More life. More time. Maybe even forever. But while humans spend billions on the problem, nature already found solutions. And they're a lot weirder than a startup idea, and definitely no venture capital required. Meet Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish. It's no bigger than a fingernail. It has no brain, no heart, no bones, no possibility to win Nobel Prize. And yet, it cheats death. Here's how a normal jellyfish lives and dies. It begins as a tiny egg. That egg hatches into a larva, a microscopic swimmer with big ambitions. The larva settles on the seafloor as a polyp, which looks like a squishy, grumpy mini anemone, and buds off new medusae. Eventually, one of those buds detaches, grows into the classic umbrella-shaped medusa, swims, eats, reproduces, and then dies. The end. So do most animals following the basic life cycle: born, grow, reproduce and die, with more or less steps. Turritopsis dohrnii shreds that script completely. While its mortal cousins keel over after reproducing, or starve or get wrecked by bad ocean conditions, this tiny jelly reverses its life. The adult medusa shrinks, reabsorbs its tentacles, and dismantles itself. Its cells abandon their jobs through a process called transdifferentiation, reverting to a primitive stem cell-like state. Then, they rebuild into whatever the juvenile polyp needs. The reborn polyp anchors itself to a rock or shell, grows a new colony, and starts over. And it can do this again, and again, potentially forever. This isn't a makeover. It's a total system wipe. During transdifferentiation, the whole jellyfish is broken down and recycled. The new polyp is genetically identical to the old medusa, but it has no past. Most animals' cells keep their jobs for life. A skin cell stays a skin cell. A neuron stays a neuron. No career changes. But Turritopsis cells can switch professions overnight. A muscle cell can become a nerve cell. A reproductive cell can become stomach lining. It's like your accountant spending the entire morning doing taxes, then quitting at lunch, walking into a hospital, grabbing a scalpel, and performing flawless brain surgery that very same afternoon. Ridiculous, right? But that's what Turritopsis cells do. How is this even possible? Scientists have found a few secrets. The jellyfish has extreme genetic flexibility. Certain genes switch on or off to tell cells, you're a baby again. Deal with it. And it activates genes similar to the Yamanaka factors, the same ones scientists use in labs to turn adult cells back into stem cells, effectively pressing its own reset button. On top of that, Turritopsis produces loads of telomerase, an enzyme that repairs the protective caps, telomeres, on DNA that normally shorten with age. When telomeres become too short, DNA replication goes wrong, leading to cellular damage and disease. It also has an arsenal of DNA repair genes to prevent mutations and diseases. In theory, immortal jellyfish never die, and since they can reproduce both sexually and asexually, it wouldn't take long before the oceans were overflowing with these tiny creatures. In reality, predators, parasites and disease cut their lives short. Nature balances their gift with a cruel trade-off: immortality without defense. Fish, turtles, and even other jellyfish gladly make them lunch. Immortality, it turns out, is not the same as invincibility. If humans had the reset button, imagine if we could do what Turritopsis does. Got fired? Poof, toddler again. Failed an exam. Reset to newborn. Taxes due. Baby mode, zero tax bracket. Every argument could end with, fine, I'll just unbirth myself. But that raises awkward questions. Legally, you'd be the same DNA. But are you still you? Gotta stop here. Time to go to work. Dying before spending all the money is unfortunate, but running out of money before dying, that's a true nightmare.